Yo, 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 yo. Big Kish back up in here. We about to go over how Drake has a stealing problem. Shout out to Maddie Bowles. Shout out to Maddie Bowles, man. Yeah, I will leave a link in the description. But he about to do a full breakdown how Drake has a stealing problem. And he has no business filing no lawsuit on anybody because he's the #1 swindler when it comes down to swindling in the music industry. Y'all know I'm like holding y'all. Without further ado, let's get it.
Drake has had a lot of controversy lately, whether it be sales related, canceling his tour, a drone attacking him suing UMG, or his beef with Kendrick. But one controversy that I think has gone way too under the radar is Freddy Gibbs, among other artists, accusing Drake of stealing their work. Yep. And this is far from the first time that Drake has been accused of stealing someone else's work in his music. It all started on February 13th of this year when Drake and Party Next Door released their collab album, Some Sexy Songs for You. After the release, Freddy Gibbs tweeted $3 for you, referring to his
sold separately.
Album sold separately. This album was also stylized with $3. If you guys don't know, Freddy Gibbs is a very successful rapper. He's not like super mainstream, but he's worked with tons of great producers, for example, like The Alchemist and people like that. And he's fairly respected in the hip-hop community. And while you may think just some $signs is not a big deal, he also tweeted, "Damn, they even stole the rabbits too. I'm flattered." Freddy said this because there was rabbits on the back of the cover that had the track list of Some Sexy Songs for You. And Freddy is referring to the Sold Separately album cover, and Freddy in general is known for rabbits. He has tons of rabbit visuals in songs like Big Boss Rabbit, Space Rabbit, Rabbit Island, and Rabbit Vision. One fan said in response to this, using the triple $signs and a rabbit from Freddy Gibbs is nasty work. Another said,
"Damn. They ain't even go to him and ask him. They just straight up said, you know what? We're going to borrow his ideas and we gonna return him. We're going to return his ideas." Dang.
Thought this was a Freddy Gibbs drop at first with the bunnies and the $signs. So clearly this imagery is heavily associated with Freddy if all these people and fans are noticing it. After all this came out, Freddy said, "Shout out Soulja Boy," referencing the fact that Drake allegedly stole from Soulja too.
These niggas, yeah, Drake? Drake? The nigga that got bodied by Pusha T? The nigga that hiding his kid from the world, but his world wouldn't hide from the kid? Aubrey Graham in a wheelchair? Drake? Yes! Y'all
look, Soulja Boy been on to him. You know what I'm saying? People, look, y'all put this in y'all arsenal, man. He stole the bunny and the SSS from Freddy Gibbs, man. Soulja Boy been on to him.
niggas better stop playing with me in here. I ain't teach Drake everything he know.
Hold on, you taught Drake everything he know.
Y'all didn't hear Drake on his first song? Tell me what's really going on. Drizzy Drake back in this thing already. That's me. What's really going on? Drizzy Drake back in this thing already. That's Soulja.
Hey, I would've never thought. Listen.
What's really going on? Soulja boy up in this thing already. What's happening?
YouTube won't let me play it because of
Damn!
copyright, so I'll just sing it. Tell me what's really going on. Drizzy back up in this thing, I'm ready. What's happening?
He copied my whole flow.
That's Kiss Me Through the Phone.
He copied my whole flow.
Oh,
word for word, bar for bar.
This was an iconic incident where Drake was called out for stealing Soulja Boy's flow, word for word, bar for bar. Some claim that Drake was just
word for word, bar for bar. Dang, boy. That's what you get when you mess with them ghostwriters. Them ghostwriters, and you got them in a sweatshop. They ran out of ideas. They like, man, look, let's research some old school stuff. Ain't nobody gonna know. That's what they did.
paying homage. But with all of the examples of Drake stealing or borrowing artist flows, I'm not so sure about that. So clearly Freddy was making a pretty funny reference after accusing Drake of stealing his shit too. Anyway, some fans tried to counter by saying that this isn't unique to Freddy, it's just dollar signs and rabbits. But a statement from the interviewer Bootleg Kev made this incident seem a little bit worse for Drake. Kev said on Twitter, Myself, Freddy Gibbs, and Drake sat at a bar in West Hollywood for over an hour talking basketball, hip-hop, etc. Gibbs, my witness, Drake was arguing with me about why I thought he didn't have a classic album. Same convo where Drake and I made a bet about my Phoenix Suns. During that convo, Fred and Drake talked about his hopping on something for Soul Sold separately. Freddie sent him a record Pharrell produced that never made the album, but Drake had intended to get on it or something. Never came to fruition, but Drake is a fan of Freddie, as any hip-hop head would be. This post was also accompanied with a pic of Freddie and Drake, proving that at the very least they had talked to each other and know each other. Kev followed up by saying, "I'm not saying the coincidence of Drake and P&D using dollar signs and rabbits was intentional or not, but what y'all OVO hoes not about to do is act like Freddy Gibbs is reaching." And while this may just seem like some coincidences, I mean, it's not like Freddy Gibbs owns rabbits and dollar signs, there's a few more instances of Drake stealing that really make it seem like this is a common pattern for him. And this isn't even the only thing he was accused of stealing.
Seem like my ass. I'ma go and tell you, he be stealing
from this album. John River, a fellow Canadian rapper, called out Drake and P&D for allegedly trying to steal his sauce. This is because the album cover for Some Sexy Songs for You is shot very similar to this scene from John River's Hope City 2 music
this the boy who I think something had happened to him or something like that.
video. John took to Instagram to speak on the situation. He said, "Party Next Door wanted to get on a call after my video went viral in the country. On this call that lasted around 2 hours, he told me he watched the video 20 times and me in front of the Monroe Towers, which is the towers from the video and the cover, was labeled new, innovative, and iconic. Why are you getting attention instead of me?" is exactly what he said. Apparently, Party Next Door said that John had to pay homage and was super fixated on every aspect of this music video. John also said that another OVO artist asked John to write for him, and he also said that these weird chats with OVO artists had been happening for a while. He continued on his Instagram, "I saw the Party Next Door cover and I instantly knew what had happened and what had been happening." He continued to say, "I would never claim a freestanding building as my own. Telling someone after obsessing over their work you want to be involved, dissecting it, being rejected, and then stealing their identity and reselling it as your own is insane." So basically, John felt that since he had been complimented and praised so much and they even tried to work with him, that was basically their way of just trying to wine and dine him and take his stuff. And while clearly this wasn't Drake directly, and who knows, Drake might not have even known about it, it was members of his OVO label. Drake and OVO have been accused of siphoning content from other artists for years. The best example of this is The Weeknd. Drake met The Weeknd in 2010 and immediately linked up with him. The Weeknd wrote 3 tracks on Drake's 2011 album Take Care. Because of The Weeknd's talents, Drake
Which joints was that? Which joints, I gotta look that up.
really wanted to sign him, and he was talking about it all the time. Drake said, "I want to continue being involved in his career and vice versa and keep making music together. As far as on paper, it's all being worked out. But that's not really what counts anyway. What counts to me is the fact that affiliation is so known, and that's all I really care about." But clearly that wasn't all he really cared about, as he always was talking about signing The Weeknd.
"This is forever the first artist that OVO ever had and still has, and OVO XO is alive forever, I promise."
But then The Weeknd signed with Republic Records, which very obviously upset Drake. After
he
this
gonna
happened-
be mad. He gonna be mad at that.
Drake said on Twitter, "You won't get away with just a thank you. You owe me a favor." So what does all this have to do with Drake taking from OVO artists? Well, The Weeknd later revealed that the songs that he gave to Drake were originally meant for his album House of Balloons. He also made it sound like in a couple of interviews that he didn't really want to give Drake these songs. It almost sounds like he was pressured. He said, "House of Balloons was actually supposed to have more songs than it does. I had so many records left, and then Take Care came through. Crew Love, Shot for Me, and The Ride were supposed to be on House of Balloons. I wanted to come out with like 14 records. I felt The Ride was the last one and it wasn't done yet." Drake heard it and he was like, "This shit's crazy." He liked it so much.
Man,
he was like,
get out of here. Get out of here. Let The Weeknd do his thing, bruh. Oh, I like this. No, back up, man. Get out of here, man. Be mad, man.
"I need to have this, man. I know I've already taken Shot for Me and Crew Love and this and that." And me, I was hungry at the time. I was like, dude, take anything. At that point, I was like, hell yeah. On top of this, The Weeknd later said to Rolling Stone, "I gave up almost half of my album. It's hard. I will always be thankful. If it wasn't for the light he shined on me, who knows where I'd be. And everything happens for a reason. You never know what I would say if the success wasn't
Man, The Weeknd, you was gonna be him regardless. You just gonna have to put in a little bit more effort and work. You was gonna be that guy, regardless, bro.
Front of me right now. So clearly the Weeknd wasn't really happy about giving a bunch of his songs to Drake. It seems like he had a whole vision for this album and that wasn't able to come to fruition.
There he go.
But at the same time, he was also grateful for the opportunity Drake had given him. Of course, Drake and The Weeknd had more beef for other reasons. I've talked about this pretty extensively on the channel, but who knows where The Weeknd might be if he had signed to OVO. And him not signing was a major reason that it drove a wedge between them. However, I think the prime example of Drake straight up stealing from another artist is when he took from Drum on the song Hotline Bling. Drum is an artist who now goes by the name Shelly, and back in 2014 he released a single called Cha Cha on his first mixtape, and this track went crazy.
I like the cha-cha.
He even got a co-sign.
Hey, I thought that was Fetty Wap at first.
From Beyonce and Chance the Rapper. This launched Drum to a whole new level of success and even landed him a record deal. But then in 2015, Drake.
Hey, he go. Oh boy. Damn, bro, go sit down. Shit.
Released a song called Cha Cha Remix. In this song, it had a similar chord progression and melody and just kind of overall vibe to Drum's Cha Cha. I mean, it was called a remix originally. Then it was later renamed to Hotline Bling and it became one of Drake's biggest songs. Drum said on Twitter, "Yeah, I feel I got jacked for my record, but I'm good." He followed up by saying, "Bitter."
See, when a lot of these artists, they first begin and they got that hunger, they like, yeah, go ahead and you can do your thing. You know what I'm saying? But when that's settling, you already got your foot in the door, you know what I'm saying? You already established. They're like, bro, man, nah, man. You about to keep taking my shit, taking my creativity, man. We not doing that. Wordy's bond, boy.
Bitter though, because after my performance, all I'm seeing is Cha Cha Hotline Bling comparisons on my timeline. Even Erykah Badu responded saying we loved Cha Cha first. After not talking about this for quite some time, Drake eventually spoke to Fader, saying that this was basically one of those songs where everyone wanted to do a remix and put their own spin on it. He said, "You know, like in Jamaica, you'll have a rhythm, and it's like everyone has to do a song on that. Imagine that in rap, or imagine that in R&B. Imagine if we got one beat and every single person, me, this guy, all these guys, had to do a song on that one beat." So even though there's been a bit of argument about whether or not these songs are similar, Drake pretty much admitted to trying to take some inspiration from this song.
But did Drake kill your record? Did it hurt your record when he put it out?
Yeah, it really did.
You know that as a DJ.
Damn. I thought it was still gonna work on the charts. Damn.
You would at least think the DJs would blend it in.
But guess what?
Play
Guess
Cha-Cha
what?
and Hotline Bling.
Now
Guess
Drake
what?
sold it up a lot.
We got this whole jump 1 year later.
You right, broccoli.
Look at God.
I heard
Look at
Drake-
God.
And let's get the record straight, yo. I don't have a personal problem
No,
with
we know,
Drake.
we know
You
you
feel me? Like, it was just that record where was the issue. Like,
Yeah, he got a problem with his ghostwriters. Guaranteed.
bro, like I listen to views, I listen to artists. Like, he's one of the illest. Like, I grew, you know.
Do you feel like you got what you deserved out of the Cha-Cha record, though? Like, do you feel like you got the most out of it for you?
No.
It made everybody know.
Don't
And
lie,
God's plan,
nigga.
yeah.
And clearly Drake's song heavily overshadowed Drum's. This incident resulted in fans saying things like, Drake is really the British Museum of the music industry. For some reason, years later on the track Back Outside,
Bro, the British Museum of the music industry is wild, man. Yeah, I gotta go check out what the Weeknd had wrote for Drake, man. Hey, boy, go sit down, man. I'm happy he disappearing. I'm happy he's slowly disintegrating. Yes, I hope Lucien Graves pull up some more dirt. Like, yeah, yeah, go and get you. He gotta go somewhere for a while, man. I'm ready to see some authentic, creative, you know what I'm saying, some music, you know what I'm saying, from that person. Not from you and your team of ghostwriters, you and this little industry stuff you got going on. Y'all let me know what y'all think about Drake stealing, man. I'm going to leave a link in the description. Shout out to Matty Balls. I do not like saying that name, boy. Big Kish signing out. I'm going, y'all.